Wait. How did I not notice that? How did I not notice that? For how many episodes now? Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kaylee and I'm back with some more Apothecary Diaries. Some key pieces from the last episode. We had the whole like ice treat debacle that happened with Xiaolan and Maomao. That essentially got solved because Maomao, smart girl, knew how to make ice cream, so she made something that is definitely considered like a delicacy, a novelty in this situation. And it brings up an interesting point because if we're running with the idea and the theory that Shisui is concubine Lolan, then her showing up to kind of play around, try the ice cream, like all of that is kind of very lighthearted and fun, and maybe it just is meant to take the pressure off of like that specific situation. But also it presents a lot of questions of why would she even be pretending to be a servant in the first place? And if she is Lolan, is there something more sinister happening on her end? Jinshi and Maomao had a couple interesting moments. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. If you want to check out the uncut version of this reaction, it's over on Patreon, so I'll put that link in the description box below if you want to check that out. And now let's jump into the episodes. Oh, she's digging it out.
約束だし、仕方ない。
この子は賢いから小魚の頭と音腹渡は食べないんだよ。この苦味が好きなんですけどね。
This is so cute and sweet that they're just like hanging out in the little clinic together.
マオちゃんとグエンさんに断ってから使いなさい。
はい。
He doesn't really know the vibes yet, you know?
今高級には少なくとももう一人帝の巫女を宿している方がいる。親父が両方見てくれるなら安心だな。
What a situation, because like given the whole Ado Empress situation, like
高級には若い女官が多いが、年配の女官は極端に少ない。高級は帝の子を産み育てる場。今の帝の子が何人いるかを考えれば改善すべきだ。この問題点に親父ならもう気づいて。
今の高級で気になるところをまとめてみたんだ。
Okay.
でもなんか子供っぽい分だね。威厳が足りないんじゃないかい？いいんですよ。ここにはまだ簡単な文や文字しか読めないものもいます。
In a weird way, that reminds me of Jinshi when he talks about like the school and educating people.
マオ最近手習い所が作られたね。じゃあこれを書き取り練習の手本にできないか聞いてみてくれないかね。
生徒の手を借りて張り紙を量産するって。
That's free labor, you know?
回復に効くものを。最近玉葉様が疲れやすいって言ってたからな。
No.
こら、破ける。
どうしたマオそんなにない？
一応持ち歩いてはいるけど、前につけてみたら。
そのかんざし、園遊会でジンシ様にもらったものじゃない？急につけてどうしたの？
I said this at the end of last episode too. I don't fully understand the reasoning behind the hairpin. I guess I could certainly look it up. I don't fully understand like the significance or the meaning behind it. And she obviously doesn't either, right? Like she knows that it is, and it has been for her like a pass to go do something that she wouldn't maybe otherwise be allowed to do because she's got someone vouching for her, right? So it does feel like in a way it's an exchange for a favor or a signal of favor from somebody who has status. I think in Jinshi's mind, maybe it's a little bit deeper than that in terms of why he gave it to her.
文官としての才もあったのに、道端の不老児が病気でかわいそうだからと言って遺憾になるんだから。
Such a nice person.
実は今、最近は年季明けの心配と若い宦官の話に夢中で、それどころじゃないようです。
At the end of the last episode, he was like oddly out in a cemetery just staring at gravestones, so.
北側に数人送られてきたんだよ。診療所の女官は男手が増えて助かっているようだけど。
診療所か。シェンリュ様なら若い宦官をこき使いそうだ。
昔も似たようなことを書いていた。
I want to know what's written in here.
あの時はローメン一人でやっていたから。
Like, I don't know what it means, things that are concerning in the rear palace, because that could sound like it's almost a little political, and I'm assuming they wouldn't allow that, so. Oh, okay, so like warnings. he was posting those notices about like all the things that could be poisonous, and it does seem like some of those things we've run into of like people not knowing that. It makes sense though, because she said most of the people in the rear palace are young because it's just meant for raising children, having and raising children, and the only older people are in the clinic. So, and they don't really see concubines, right? So they see court women, servant women. It would make sense that like that information would get lost down the road.
親父は良かれと思って注意書きを貼ったはずだ。それは逆に悪意ある者に害をなす者を教えることになる。あの当時の張り紙を知っている者。それは。失礼します。
Oh.
あら。
Wait.
切り出すべきだろうか。でもどうやって。
Is she at the center of everything because she knew about all of this? Maybe not. She still seems kind of nice.
10代、20代で入ったとして20年以上。何か高級を出られない理由があるとしたら。
私は10歳で高級に入った。他の女官たちもそれくらいの年で入れられた人ばかり。
選定は年派もいか
We
に
know
少
about his
女を選んでは
preferences.
その花を散らし外に出ることを許されぬまま。
Oh
皇帝
shit.
のお手つきとなれば、ただの女官でも高級を出ること。
Bro, he ruined their whole lives because he's a pedophile.
帝に。
Can you imagine?
帝から寵を得る妃たち救っていた悪意はここにあった。
She has all this information. Loman unknowingly fed her all of this information, and she's been using that to what? Poison all these people with all of these things that like no one else is knowledgeable about, except for Maomao when she showed up.
水晶宮の次女頭である真に堕胎剤の作り方を教えたの
Oh?
は神竜ではないだろうか。
ファ様に移したくないんです。もしかしたら誤解にされてるかもしれなくて。
Oh
これを
no.
次女頭の神様に渡して。
これまでのことすべてに関わっていたかはわからない。
I'm kind of heartbroken that this old lady is involved in all of this. I really liked her character. I thought she would kind of be helpful for Maomao, but
問い詰めるべきか。
dang.
どうしたんです？気になる方があれば持って行っていいわよ。ただちゃんと返してね。
たくさんありますね。随分立派な虫の図説ですね。
ああ、それもいつの間にか
Shisui?
これは
Oh.
一月というと特使を迎えての宴があった。
図鑑でしか見たことない虫がいっぱい。
The plot thickens. Okay.
止水が持ってきたこんな貴重な本。下女の身で持てるだろうか。
Okay. Now we're getting
止水が
somewhere.
虫の絵を描いてそれに字も読める。なんで下女をやってるんだ。
シェンリュウ、そいつには気をつけた方がいい。
男にしては高い声。女にしては低い声。男にしては背が低く、黄色い声を上げるのにふさわしい。美貌の持ち主。
Wait.
水霊。
How did I not notice that? How did I not notice that? For how many episodes now? Because this is the girl that faked her death, right? Like faked her death after trying to attack Jinshi in the thing, in the ceremony.
そいつはお前が何をしたかさっきの会話で察しているぞ。相変わらず勘が働く。
Oh my god, it is her. Okay.
余計なことはしない方がいい。動けば刺す。
ここで私を中止で暗殺未遂の後、あなたは毒を煽って死んだように見せかけた。
こちらの目的を言おうか。
聞くと思いますか。
No, I want to know.
この娘
For
がどうな
what?
ってもいいのか。
Sorry for what?
お前は絶対私についてくる。よみがえりの薬。作り方を知りたくないか。
Don't do it.
やはり水霊は侮れない。
This makes so much more sense
宮中には
now.
東西に2匹の獣がいる。軍部の高官である羅漢が東の狐、先帝の代からの重鎮であり四北州を治める師匠が。
Wait, okay. So Locken, technically Mao Mao's dad. And then you've got Shisui, who is, I'm assuming now, we're assuming she's Lolon, right? Because how else would she have the book? And all this information she's had this whole time. But those two are just like the daughters of people that are pretty powerful on either side. But look at their positions. It's just very interesting.
この後茶でもどうかと思いまして。せっかくの機会ですから、師匠殿もご一緒にいかがかと。
Mm.
付き合うっ
Willingly spending time with Locken and Shisho was kind of interesting.
銀牌を用意しました。先日、
Where's
四
Gaoshan?
北州で王帝の暗殺未遂がありましたでしょ。
フェイファの設計図。
これが何かご存知ですかな、師匠殿。
This is so direct, but I feel like Locken always has a plan, so.
これは解体して図に起こしたものですが、裁縫の最新式のようです。それを王帝の命を狙うような不届き者が持つとは。
Okay.
あやつらはどうやって。
So is the implication that Shisho and his side planned it?
何かそれらしい話を聞いたことはありませんかな、師匠殿。
知っていることがあれば当に報告してお。
本題に移りますか。これは昨日妻と打った5の気分でしてな。
No, I honestly love that. Even whatever game he's trying to play right now to get some information, I'm sure he is. I still love this. They're all like, okay, this has been fun, thank you.
遠慮なさらず。そうだ、ついでにブドウのジュースもいかがです？針の杯に注ぐと赤が映えますぞ。
確かに美しいですな。
でしょう。
Is he descendant from the mother royal? Because he's colorblind? Is that what we're trying? Is that the implication?
どう見ても赤ではなく緑だ。赤と言われたのに、師匠殿はなぜ何も反応しなかったの？
ようやく覆面を外せる。
Not Jinshi? Ado?
上げ底の靴というのも使え
Who
る。
else looks like him? It has to be Ado, right?
これがまさか。
Mm.
元上級妃のアードを。
Okay, so no one's stopping to be like, that's so interesting. They are twins.
嫁には甘いようだが。
娘にも甘いそうです。あいつが君主殿の娘だなんて。
その娘の件で対応に追われているのだろう。宦官jin氏殿は。まさか行方不明になると。
So we just jumped all the way to the. She's missing. There's a little. She's missing. Okay.
玉葉妃、マオマオが帰ってきていないと
Oh
は
no.
どういうことでしょうか。コンニャン殿、いつからマオマオの姿が見えないのです？
昨日の昼まではおりました。
It's been a whole day?
医局で高級に張り出す注意書きを作る話をしたそうで、その後手習い所に行ったところまでは。
Come on,
多
Jinshi.
少暴走するところはあるが、玉葉妃の次女という立場で。
誰かの恨みを買ったのかしら。恨みならあちこちで買っていそうですね。
They're all like, it could be anything. It could be anyone.
理由もなくいなくなったままだと処罰せざるを得なくなる。だがその前に探し出すことが先決だろう。
Oh no, it's kind of sad because Loman just got there and now she's missing.
そういえば今日はマオマオはいないのか？
マオマオといえば、ジョーちゃんがここを出ていくとき、じゃれつくにしてはしつこかったよ。確か疲労回復にいいものをって薬を取り出した後か。
It's actually good that Loman's here because I feel like Loman is smart and he thinks a lot similarly to Maomao, right? Because obviously I feel like she thinks a lot like him. So he might be able to help them figure this out.
申し訳ありませんが、探しに出てもいいでしょうか。
居場所がわかるのか？
いいえ、猫の方のマオマまだ新しくて香りが強い。いい薬です。
He's such a sweetie.
どこにゃ
聞かなかったことにしよう。
Oh.
寝ているというか、髪？
Did Maomao leave them a trail?
書かれていない。
医局に戻ればわかるかもしれません。
Yeah, they're very lucky Loman's here because there's zero way they would have figured this out.
までは語らない。マオマオは養父に似たというわけか。
しかし、あの子が気に入っていた遊びがありまして。
文字が。
果汁や茶などを紙につけて。
両面殿なら気づいてくれると信じてやったのだろう。
I love that.
一つは祠か。あと一文字は。
なんでしょう。時間がなくて書き殴ったような。
ああ、どうでしょう。
心配ではないのか？
Let's be so for real. Like, his adopted daughter got kidnapped and sold to the rear palace to be a servant. And then when she showed back up, he was just like, oh, where have you been? What have you been up to? Like, welcome back. Like, he's very, yes, control what you can control type of guy. I know he feels bad about that though. That's gonna make him more nervous.
これは水じゃないですか。ほらここ歪んで見えるけどまっすぐで。確かに。止水。
それは何だ。
よくマオマオと一緒にいる下女の名前です。止水って言って。
名前ならもう一人水の字がつく人物がいた。
I didn't even think about that.
ここにシャオランっていう名前の下女がいて、よくつるんでいて。
What did he figure out? What did he figure out? It feels like he has really put pieces together. Oh man. I feel bad because he can't do anything really. They're on a boat. I low-key don't trust Shisui. Where are they taking them on a boat? I'm so stressed now. Yeah, I don't trust Shisui one bit because if she is concubine Lolan, she's got way more involvement. And then this is an act as well. Oh, she's wearing it. She's wearing the hairpin. Now all that needs to happen is he needs to rescue her, see her wearing it, and tell her the truth. Because not only was she allowed to keep it, she put it in her hair. So I just feel like that is something for her. She's really hopeful that he comes to find her.
ここからは少し歩く。
船を乗り換えること2回川に入ってたんだな。
Actually, how are they gonna find them? But why did Shisui shift to protect her? Right? Okay.
何のことを言っている。
子猫がいきなり隠し通路から出てきた時は驚いただろうね。慌てて追いかけた挙句、人に見つかってしまうくらい。
マオマオは鋭いな。それでカマをかけたんだ。でもやめてよね。姉様はヘビとか大嫌いなんだよ。
You're joking. At the end of the day, I wanted her to be lying, but for a good reason, not lying and also a bad person.
この二人はなぜ私を高級から連れ出したんだろう。あの男の牽制に使うつもりか。だとすればろくなことにならない気がする。もしかしたら止水を。
Yeah, I have a feeling they're trying to take over the emperor's place. They're trying to take out the crown prince. And also that's going to go back to the part of she's going to wonder why they tried to attack Jinshi. All of the storylines are converging. That's nice.
通りで湿気が多くて暖かいはずだ。あの髪飾り。月のせいの時。ここが花町だったらクソガキに一発げんこつ落とすとこだけど。
姉ちゃん待って、こっちは水霊姉ちゃんかよ。何その格好。
いいの残ってるかな。
If she is Lolan, which I'm assuming she is, how does she get so much time away? When she's pretending to be a servant now, just disappearing for days on end?
あれは確か徳氏が連れていた護衛の一人。
Mm. No, let's not act all friendly now. Oh, okay, here's where the mask situation's coming from the intro. Love that. She almost seems like a nice person, but I'm just like not vibing with it, you know?
高級を出てどのくらい経つんだろう。
紙切れがあった雑木林のそばに古い祠が見つかりました。そこを入り口にして使われていない水路を抜け道にしていたようです。
Okay.
新入りの宦官が一人行方不明に。それから止水という名の下女ですが。
Okay.
ええ、そのような下女は。
Good job, Gaoshin.
リンス様、漁協費が。
Is what? Giving birth? Is she in labor? I don't want Maomao to miss the birth of this baby. Okay, so we're starting to see all of the storylines converge into like one big cluster, right? Like we saw it a lot in season 1 too, where all of these individual stories kind of felt like they were their own little mini mysteries, I guess. But then they all were part of like the bigger storyline that unfolded throughout the season. So we're seeing that this season as well. There's just a lot to go off of, right? Like Lock-in is definitely involved in there somewhere. I didn't realize how high, and maybe they've said it before, but I guess I didn't realize how high he was in terms of like his status until they put him in like comparison with Shisho. And that paints a really interesting picture because like we've established, Maomao, the daughter of Lock-in, is a servant in the rear palace, and Lolan is a concubine, a high-ranking concubine at that. So two very different experiences for people of the same status, theoretically, right? Obviously very different just based on Maomao's upbringing. And maybe if she wanted to reconcile and be more part of her father's life, her situation might be different, but it's just an interesting comparison. I don't love the feeling I have about Shisui. Once she showed up to the clinic, I was like, okay, she's involved somehow here, because her first thing she said was sorry Maomao. She didn't seem surprised like she was also being taken hostage. Like she first apologized and then pretended to also be like captive. So I'm just not getting good vibes. I also don't love how she's trying to be like super buddy friendly with her after tricking her into this, because obviously this is something that Shisui has known about, has potentially planned, all of that, right? And then there's Loman, who it's so lucky that he's there, because otherwise they would have never figured out Maomao's little hint and clue as to where she was. And then when you think back to the plot of last season to essentially kill the crown prince in the shrine or during the ceremony, Maomao knows that that all happened, but she doesn't really understand the motivation behind it. She also doesn't really understand why Jinshi was there that day, because she doesn't have a lot of good insight into what the actual ceremony was, who it was for, and who would be involved in it. She just knew that there was a ceremony taking place at that time. I am really interested to see if she's gonna find out Jinshi's true identity before he tells her, because if she is told directly that Jinshi is the crown prince, she will immediately know who he actually is. She will immediately know that that is a swapped baby, and that is Ado's baby, and that baby is the son of the emperor. And I have this feeling that the goal of Shisho is to kind of rise to power in place of the emperor, maybe take over the throne, and that has something to do with kind of the plot we saw in season 1, but also the plot that we're seeing unfold now. And then it would kind of force Jinshi's hand to take his rightful place, right? But I do hope that it's Jinshi that gets to tell her before somebody else does, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that won't happen. While I'm sad that she didn't get to wear the hairpin out and see Jinshi and like all of this happened with her getting kidnapped, I am so interested in the fact that she got to keep the hairpin, and she probably could have kept it stashed away in her pockets or whatever, and she chose to wear it. And I think subconsciously it is to her like a reminder of him and like a tie back to the rear palace, and maybe it's comforting her during this time. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you want to stick around, go ahead and hit subscribe. The uncut version of this reaction is over on Patreon, so I'll put that link in the description box below if you want to check that out, and I'll see you guys next time for another episode of Apothecary Diaries. Bye!